I get up to speak on this 75 years. Everybody knows we have really done, we have achieved great strides of progress during this period. There's no doubt about it. I don't want to politicalize the entire thing. But let me tell you, our journey has been a tragic journey. It has a beginning. We thought of independence for a nation, but we got two nations. It would have been all right if they were two nations, but unfortunately it became two people. It would have been all right if it were two people, it had become two races. The entire world has started fighting against each other. This is one thing we could not withstand, nor could win over during the last 75 years. This really hurts me. Today, the hangover continues. Today, the people are getting identified more by their religion and caste and region than themselves. This is something the 75 years of independence could not get it. Although economically, we have done very, very good, better than many of the states. We are fast-growing nation. But this kind of divide that we still have, which the British took advantage at one time to differentiate those two. The Hindus and Muslims, that was the divide they depended on. And is still continuing. Shadows are still lingering. This is something which really hurts us today when we are planning to gain out of it. Madam, to really speak, it is not 47, it is 1930 when the Congress party declared itself as an independent, passed the resolution, and there were all over the country the celebrations of independence at that time. Anyhow, whatever it is. But we did not have at that time, when we had partition, when Nehru went to give his stirring speech of Tryst with Destiny, where he had said, we are promises to keep, not if totally, at least substantially. And we have really done substantially well during the past 25 years. I'm not talking about this 10 years. Even these 10 years might also might have done good. This morning we were hearing a statement made by the chairman, a resolution, I don't know in what kind it came, but it did come. It spoke very well. The wording was good. I only hope that we followed it in our country to give rise to the people's voice as you want to do it internationally, when you want all the 125 countries to do it. This should have been really good, ma'am. That is the feeling one carries along. Madam, when we think of Nehru's speech, there is some way in that. Nehru, after the speech, went to give his list of ministers to Governor General. You know, he went and gave an envelope, empty envelope. There were no paper at all inside. There were no names of the ministers. It was only before 15 minutes before the real swearing in that they found the paper and found. Why I am mentioning this is, please look at the kind of quality we had at that time. It might be Gandhiji who said, we got independence for the nation, not to the Congress. We had in that cabinet, we had people who were adversarially opposed to Congress. Absolutely, who had aversion. Who did not participate in the freedom struggle at all. 3 of them. But yet, Nehru did not have any scruples, any reservations in including them. I am taking Ambedkar or Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. They were against Congress. They were against human. They were supporting the rulers at that particular time. I am not trying to please diminish or dilute the importance. But I am telling you, the kind of mind we had, the broad mind that time government had, it wanted to take all people, it wanted to be inclusive. That, as I said, is being lost today. In the name of, you call Hindutva, whatever it is, today, majoritarianism has come as a mass mobilization movement, which is wrong. We have never thought of majoritarianism. Hindus, we knew it had 82% of people, but today it has become a mass movement. That also is something which we must We will fight through them. So, as I said, it was Sen who said, Amrita Sen who said, Hindutva movement that seeks to convert the religion of the majority in an identity of mass mobilization. He says secularism, as it is practiced in India, to some degree, the working of Indian democracy, which remains the best guarantee of Indian pluralism, have served to create the postulates of India's various particularisms. India was a particular. You look to each decade. It had its own map. We had the second thing that we had to do after getting the independence was not only get this kind of inclusive cabinet to govern, but we had also wanted to get all people on the board. This is what exactly Congress did. Because there's no other party, so let me not talk about it. But at the same time, we had what is called the other challenges that we had to see. The challenge of language, challenge of caste, where the challenge of religion, the challenge of the states, which has turned out to be the issue of federalism, the class, rich and poor. This was very important. These are things which had to do. Then gender. Sir, I will go and first try to tell you the class approach or the class situation that we inherited at that time. Some being rich, some poor. What did we do in these 75 years? We did not bridge it at all. We had allowed it to continue. So much so, today, in a given developing situation, it shows you more cracks than the bridging elements. It has to be understood. I'm only trying to point out it because I don't want to take much time, because we can talk much about rich and poor divide and how 1% of people are holding the 40% of the nation's wealth. All this can be discussed, but I'm only trying to mention that all of you in this house who have discussed these issues earlier know it better that what exactly is the situation as far as the class is concerned. We always talk about the caste. Caste is there. The Varna system that we have inherited is something which is a debase, an insult to a nation. Yesterday I was trying to raise the leaders opposition meeting something about Sanatana Dharma. Because I'm a student of Hindu philosophy. Let people sitting that side know that you are not the monopolist of the Hindu philosophy. Because Hinduism is some word which came only in the 6th century. All right, let us forget. When we talk about Sanatana, I'm talking to you because the Constitution speaks about it. The Constitution, its preamble, ensures, although it did not use the word secular, it said, when it said about equality of religions, it talked about secularism. But I should congratulate again later this government, this nation, for bringing the 42nd Amendment, wherein they made it specific. Secular, socialist, secular nation. These were the two things which were missing, although they were practicing. This nation was essentially a socialist nation. You must understand, at least 64% of people were really poor. 36 below the party line. The word socialist meant the equidistribution of the nation's wealth. This exactly we realized, and we brought in an amendment to the Constitution itself in its preamble. This is another great achievement that we have done. Having brought that, did we do anything? Did we walk the talk? We did not. The system did not allow. Today, unfortunately, when we are trying to talk about 75 years of journey, I tell you for the last 10 or 12 years or even 15 years, let me say 91, when we thought of liberalism, even we had given, if not total goodbye, we have started diluting the importance of looking to poor and looking to the development from the socialistic angle. We had a socialistic from the awardee session, when Congress moved the social pattern of society. Even Communist Party had to close down their shutters, because you do everything that the nation wanted ideologically came from them. And all of us who were in the schools in those days, I'm a witness to this 75 years journey, sir. Because I'm today 84, but I have seen this 75 years. At the time when the awarding session came, as a socialistic pattern of society, it was not, we did not talk about socialism as such, because there was a crisis at that particular time. This is a part of 75 years journey. We must understand, great debate went on. Whether we should go totally on the Russian model, or should have a socialism of our own, because Raman Royaji and other socialists in this country thought that socialism can be caught for the Indian ethos. Confused by this kind of, if not dichotomy, a discourse, theism, Panditji thought we'll say same thing, but as a pattern of society. But he committed the society to develop on the basis of socialistic ethos. When he said this has come. The third thing that we have achieved, great thing, was during the VP Singh's time. When VP Singh came, the Mandal issue was there earlier. The reservation to BCs was there in the Congress session. I was a minister during the Congress regime. We knew that we brought in 15% to 25% in states, but yet accepting it at the national level as these people whom you under Varna system considered as something lower, I would not like, because this is the very word Varna. So VP Singh is the one person who has brought this. This is something goes to the credit and goes as a feather in the cap of the Indian achievements. So when we come to first unfortunate part, is time over?
Yeah, 12 minutes.
Now we come to the part of religion. Today, as I said earlier, today we are trying to be identified more by our religion rather than by our nation. So the great Italian writer said, Italy we got, but Italians we not yet. Not that Nehru is the person who has made all of this. We were Indians. They were cynics at the time when we got our independence, like Sachin, like Churchill, like Kipling. Many, Dubey, will not name them, you get them. All of them thought that India will not be able to sustain democracy at all. It will go back to the age of barbarism, age of privation of the middle classes, and this kind of thing. But India not only sustained, not only democracy lived, but lived so well that other nations are looking to us for democracy. It is because we had a democratic tradition from the millennia. In Maurya style, we had done republics, something like 260 republics in the Mauryan Empire. What we talk today as caste was a jati at that time. But something like 3,000 jatis at that time. But there was no kind of clash as we find today. This is how we have not been able to manage. This is the recent phenomenon. Let me also tell you. We had real communal tension. We had it. But the present, it has become some kind of pride. As I said, majoritism has become an issue for mass movement, mass mobilization. So once it comes,
please conclude.
Really troubles you most. Sir, when I come to Hinduism, I'm not trying to take on fundamentalism because there's nothing like fundamentalism at all in Hinduism. Take it from me. Hinduism is a way of life. Anything that transcends time and space is called truth. What you say today, if after 100 years people believe the same thing, and anywhere else in the world is the same thing, it remains a truth. That is, Gandhi reduced very aspect of God as a concept and said truth is God. This is what Hinduism is all about. It is only because, not because I should believe in Rama or I should believe in Krishna. Just now, the ADMK man was telling me, in Madras we had a movement, we totally opposed it. Today we have people who don't believe. You have if Hinduism is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for Judaism. If Judaism is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for Christianity. If Christianity is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for the Islam. If Islam is all that big, there wouldn't have been a need for the Sikhism. So all this come time and space, take it. They included truth. That is what exactly Hinduism has done. I consider this as one of the greatest thought processes. Hinduism is one of the great thought processes which takes everybody to. I am a Charvaka if I believe in God, I am a Hindu, sir.
Your time is
If
over.
I don't believe in God, I am Charvaka, sir. I am a Hindu, sir. If I believe in somebody who treats you good, I am a Buddha, I am a Hindu, sir. If I am Jaina, all of you are the Buddha, sir. Karnataka, yesterday I was telling the leaders of opposition, they have got their funds. They don't believe in God, they believe in Shiva, they believe in... So what is Hinduism? It is self-realization. So let us all believe that. Let not the Prime Minister of the day say that all Sanatanis should join unite, as if it is a war crime. I think at this age, this is not something which is good to come from people, because accept all religions. Yesterday, Mr. Chidambaram was saying something, last what, sir? Mr. Chidambaram was saying, he was quoting Madhavacharya, 16th century state in the state. When he said, Sarva Dharma Samahava, so same thing, it is quoting Madhava or other saints. But all the believers in Hinduism believe that all of it. That is why we say, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. People may call it by different names, but truth is only one. We believe in it. Unlike others, I am not trying to criticize other religions at this time. They believe that mine is there. There is no Mr. Christ or Mr. Muhammad or no Mr. Zoroaster or no Mr. Confucius. We had a Hindu thought process. So this, I don't know, we are losing track. We must get on to that. We must build a nation, Indian nation as such. We are first Indians, last Indians. We are Indians. There is no question of first or last. Saying, like Sanatan is saying, there is no beginning and there is no end. If there is no beginning, where is the question of it being there? So let us not say, it is there, it is truth. It is all pervading. So I tell you, sir, the 75 years journey has been really rewarding, has been very good. I also congratulate, we had beginning, I told you, Tajik, the G20 was a welcome thing. But as I suggested earlier, let us learn to live with what we always boast of. We have today morning gave that big statement. I think we go for expression from all sides. Then what I call freedom of expression, that should be respected. The people's urges should be respected.